Okay, we are live. It is Thursday. It is time for some sauce talk here on the American Curmudgeon Hot Sauce Channel. All right, so first off, we're gonna kick it with a couple of Leinenkugel. Hammer. And you know this is my favorite beer, and I'm wearing. It's it's briskly cold here in lovely southern Michigan. Um, Now, I did a video about this, I think a week ago, and other people from Michigan were very quick to tell me that you've never been Michigan, or no, telling me you've never been Michigan, but by not telling me you've ever been Michigan or whatever. And I'm like going, listen, asshole, I've lived here for 56 years. Okay. I know everything there is to know about Michigan. I do know this much. You sick of the weather? Stick around, it'll change. But it's not changing for what I want, which is warm, and I want spring. Okay? I'm gonna spring into action right now, and let's get to see if this thing is actually working here. Not gonna talk here. Here we go. Hey! All right. So today here in the dumpster fire that is Ferndale, Michigan, it is a you see, it says it's 47. Okay, here's the deal. This is kind of incriminating me. I'm very gay. No. This kind of incriminates me. My house is very cold in the basement. This is where I'm at. You know, when people sit there and make fun of people, they're like, I bet you're in your mom's basement. No, no, no. I'm in my own basement. I am in a basement. You're half right. Um, and it's colder than a witch's hiney down here. And right next to me, you can't see it, but I have a little space heater. As you can see, I got my little, you know, my hoodie is buttoned up. I got my little heavier than a windbreaker. It's like a winter windbreaker, but I wear it all the time. And this is like a double hoodie action. So if I wanted to be all like this, you know. So I go outside to get some things, some CDs out of there because we are definitely going to be talking about how all good music was made decades before. And really, why Canada makes a lot of great music, incidentally. But I went out there and I remarked to my lovely loyal wife. I said, "Hey, it's fucking cold in the basement. It's colder in the basement than it is outside." She goes, "Would you like to wear boots?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to wear boots. But I will wear my extremely manly fingerless gloves, which I know a lot of you people hate, but I got to tell you, they're fun, they're festive, and they actually serve a purpose, you know? Okay, we haven't even taken a little hit off of the line and cola. Here we go. Mm, mm. Got a little bit of vodka. Um, you know, if you've been watching this show for a while, this channel, that I usually go for Sobieski, which is a Polish, very affordable, extremely COVID proof, recession proof, 80 proof vodka. But you know what? Ever since my wife got a Costco membership, and as you can see, this is my travel bar. Um, I go for Kirkland, and dude, for $14.99, you get a whole gallon. Now this sucker is I got about maybe a quarter left of it, which is still a lot. So we went up to Costco about 7 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Boom! There you go. See? And it's cold too, because what did I just tell you? I'm freezing my little nipples off here in the basement of the American Curmudgeon Hot Sauce Channel. Speaking of which, speaking of the hot sauce, I am currently almost completely sold out. I have 6 bottles of Golden Fire. I'm completely sold out of my cock sauce, which is my own sriracha, and I have 2 more bottles of Fuck You Worm. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're new to this channel, you got to witness this a little bit, okay?
Introducing the newest and freshest batch of American Curmudgeon F You Worm hot sauce. It's delicious on eggs, tacos, nachos, chicken, and recently I've been told it's amazing on pizza. Most of all, it's addictive and tasty. Want a bottle? Get yours at theamericancurmudgeon.com.
Okay, so you're not going to be able to buy it from the AmericanCurmudgeon.com because I am getting my licenses and I'm getting all that stuff straightened out. I have to redo all of the labeling on my bottles. I got to add barcodes. I got to add some other things, you know. So, and also, um, if you've if you've seen my bottles, you've bought my bottles, if you've tasted my sauce, you would know that the labeling is like a matte black. It's like flat. It's not glossy. Well, I want glossy. You understand? I want to be able to see the American Curmudgeon hot sauce logo from afar, from very far across some hipster, highfalutin food market, like say Papa Joe's here in Birmingham, or that's Nino Salvaggio, which I believe is out in Utica. And these are places where you go to and they've got like everything's super, super expensive. Well, I went to Nino Salvaggio. Is that how you say it? Not gonna pronounce it anymore. Um, I've seen a whole wall of local hot sauces. First of all, I'm thinking mine's going to be on that wall. Number two, all the labels are very easy to see from far away because they were glossy. Do you understand? The flat mat, the black ain't cutting it. It's not doing it. Okay. So I got to change everything. So what I want to do and what I've been doing is selling out the rest of my inventory. So soon it's going to be bye bye and then I will be open for business selling my hot sauce this summer. So stay tuned. As far as like Garden Report, let's play a little bit of the Garden Report theme, shall we?
This is my Garden Report!
Yeah. It's the 27th. This is the first time I've ever planted seeds indoors. Okay. Now, I planted them in these reusable seed starting trays. And I wrote it down the day that I planted them. I'm doing, see, they give you this little like, this legend or whatever, and all the different seeds. Plantogram, habaneros, Scotch bonnets, and jalapenos. I planted them on the 15th. So it has been officially 12 days now. Now, I'm not exactly sure. Am I being impatient? Because there's no movement going on over there. And I got a heat mat and I've got special lights and everything, and it's been going this entire time. And I've got like plastic over the top so you can see condensation. I've been watering them. I got like a little spray bottle. And you're probably thinking to yourself, give it some time. Let the man cook. Well, I'm trying to, dude. But I want to see some forward movement. Just a little dick just kind of rising up going, I'm in here. That's what I want to see, okay? I'm not seeing what I want. So there's a few things that are making me very anxious. Number two, I've been trying to find a commercial kitchen. I think I finally made my decision. But when you're first starting out, they're always saying stuff like, "See if you can find a church. Maybe they'll let you kind of use it." No, no, churches are broke. They need your money. They rent it out. Okay. Why do I know this? Because I've called a few. Okay. And also, they also say stuff like, maybe you might know someone who has a restaurant. Oh yeah, all those people I know that just own restaurants. Give me a fucking break, okay? You got to pay. It's going to be at least $300. It's the prices of getting a commercial kitchen. First of all, you got to sign a year-long lease, so you're locked in. Okay, so you pretty much have a car payment now. and it's anywhere from like 250 to 480, almost $500 a month. It's, do you got like $200, $500 just sitting around? Do you have that sitting in between your seat cushions and your couch? I don't think you do. Okay. Now, I have some money saved up and I'm willing to spend my money on this, but dude, it's got to be worth my while. Like, I can't be in there just wasting time. So, on one good thing is that the place I found is very close to me, like right down the street. So, hopefully it'll work out. I'll keep you posted, but that is part of Sauce Talk, which we also have a theme song. So let's do it.
Sauce Talk, hey!
Hey! So, you know how it is. You gotta kind of work your way past all the speed bumps, all the landmines. There's tons of rules, there's tons of regulations, there's a lot of legal shit. Uh, you gotta get insurance. I was told by the commercial kitchen that I'm going to be using that I have to get $1 million worth of insurance. What does that work out to be? $10 a month? I don't know. I got to figure that out, so there's just a lot of things I got to deal with. Plus, I got to take another class and get another certificate. Okay. I think I told you last episode of Sauce Talk, that I passed my class and I got my acidified food certificate. Now you're probably going, I don't care. Hey, I didn't either, but this is the world we're in. This is what happens when you have to do things the right way, the legal way, so you don't, I don't know, get put out of business or sued. That's really what it comes down to. Believe me, you think I want to be doing this shit? No, but I have to. So that's all there is. That's enough for the behind the scenes of the sauce. That's what's going on with American Curmudgeon. BJ's in the chat going, nice mitts, Barbie. Well, hey, if you drink fruity beer, you can be very manly and have the fingerless gay gloves. So, okay, let's get you guys up to speed with the theme for tonight's show, which is why fast food sucks now and why all good music was made decades ago. Now, this is something I'm going to be saying this. This is going to become my new catchphrase, which is always remember, everything was better before. 4 words, 4 fingerless gloved words that you have to remember. Always know this. Everything was better before, other than food, modern medicine, and dentistry. Other than that, everything was better before. Okay, maybe car safety wasn't, but the cars looked better before. Okay, now my younger, bigger brother, Mr. Al Davis, he loves like Mustang GTs. Whoa! Me, I'm a partial to a 1972 Ford Galaxy. Green. Flat puke green. Okay. I think I talked about this on an old live episode about half a year ago. That was one of my very first cars. I don't care about modern cars don't interest me. I'm not really interested by cars, but I love animals, stupid. I love Lincoln Continental with suicide doors. That's my thing. Now, I don't know if that's a 1961, whatever, that was a weird thing. Whatever they were driving in that in the scene where they went to the bar, the colored people bar, in the movie Animal House. When they were all like, you mind if we dance with your dates, Why no? If I was you, I'd be leaving. What a good idea. Whoa! The Delta guys left us with those girls. But they were in a Lincoln Continental with suicide doors. That is and always was my favorite car. Now, do I own one? No. Have I owned big cars with 4 doors? Yeah. Yeah. What do I own now? Not that. I prefer to be kind of like, good gas mileage, um, affordable. I drive a Honda Fit, a 2013 pre-owned, leased Honda Fit. It was in great condition. It's still probably the best car I've ever owned in terms of, like not having to sink a lot of money into it. But I'd say the best and most like strongest car, the most robust vehicle I've ever driven in my entire life, a 1996 Toyota Corolla. And you can see them all. I mean, you see a Toyota Corolla from that year, they all had the same horrible paint job. If you see a blue one, the paint job is always chipping off. I've seen so many different versions of my car that I had, and I drove that car all over Hell's Creation, road trips, multiple states. Dude, I'm not even joking with you. That car was held together with duct tape, and I'm not even fucking with you. Okay? So so what are you saying, John? Are you saying American cars aren't as good as foreign cars? I don't know, man. I mean, are American cars actually American? Hmm? All they have to do, it's like organic food. All they need to do is slap that word on there. You know who believes that shit? My wife. My wife believes that shit. She believes in organic food. I think it's stupid. Okay? I think I can taste the difference between good food and bad food. And good things and bad things, I don't give a shit where they come from, just as long as they work. Okay? And getting value for your money is one of my number one things. And dude, I'm going to tell you something right now. Fast food, as much as I have a soft spot for it, particularly McDonald's, and not even just fast food either. I'm talking about just like takeout food, just takeout food. The whole concept of calling in your order, picking it up, going home. Here's the problem. Here's one of the problems. Lack of accountability. Because even though there's a couple of pizza places, Green Lantern, I'm going to get into that in a second. This is for people that know about Metro Detroit. All right. When you leave, they go like this. Open up the pizza, they close it. As it like, check it out. Is it what you want? Okay. All right, good. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't say if it tastes like shit, if they put the wrong wing sauce on it, which they did. If the stuff's not, can I get it well done? And it's not well done. And I'm not the kind of guy, I don't send food back. What I do is I just make a little mental note and I go, I'm not going there again. My wife and I, we have a motto. Our motto is this. It's not the size. No, I'll tell you what the real motto is. Our motto is one and done. When we're on road trips, when we're on vacation, when we're trying new restaurants, like, hey, is this place any good? Or is it going to be a one and done? And one and done means we're not going to bother complaining. I'm not going to write a bad Yelp review. I'm not going to send it back. What, so they can spit in my food? You ever seen the movie Waiting? Huh? No, I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be a little snivelly little bitch, which is what that is. That sending food back is a bitch move. Dude, just like, don't ever go there again. Just make a mental note. You're never going to vote with your dollar. Vote with your dollar. That's the strongest vote. It's like the strongest and most effective of all advertising is word of mouth. Okay? And as far as like keeping businesses alive, don't give them your business. Snow White. This movie's been talked about by all the right wingers and all the sort of like the based nerds out there like Film Threat and different like comic book nerds. I'm not a comic book nerd at all, but there's some channels I follow because of like their political bent. Film Threat's one of them. Eric July's one of them. There's a handful that I watch, and they've been talking about this stupid live action Snow White movie that's been trying to come out for the last 2 years through Disney, right? And the thing is that like it's completely not what people want. It's woke. From what I gather, like it's kind of communist in the lyrics of the new songs, which is crazy. It's all CGI, and you know my feelings about computer generated effects. Imagery. Okay. Computer generated imagery. Isn't that what CGI means? I hate all of it. I think CGI looks like shit. Give me the cantina scene in Star Wars anytime, any place. Hold on for a second. CGI, what does that mean? Okay. Computer generated imagery. Duh. Okay. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And the thing is, we're not getting what we want. And the best way to combat, and I think it's already happening, a movie like Snow White being put out by one of the biggest corporations on the entire planet, which is Walt Disney. They bought Star Wars, they just had $1 trillion sitting around. They're going to buy Star Wars. Star Wars, guess what? The rumor mill is saying they're trying to offload Star Wars. They're trying to sell the Star Wars franchise. Do you understand? Because they ran it into the ground. People started voting with their dollar. They weren't watching the shows no more. They weren't paying to. They put out that movie Solo. I talked about it on a Decentralization Sunday a few months ago. I liked it, but did I go see it? No. I'm not going to go pay for $20 to go sit down with a bunch of losers and watch. No, I bought it for $1. They didn't get any of my money. No one got any of my money except for my favorite neighborhood CD store. They got my money. Independent mom and pop store got my money. I was happy to spend that 99 pennies plus one for that movie Solo, which tanked at the box office. And that's what's happening with Snow White. And I want it to happen with restaurants. I want restaurants to understand you're charging way too much and you're screwing the people over, like myself, that, hey, you know what the problem is? Not enough people know how to cook. Not enough people are independent enough to say, screw you, melon. Fuck you, worm.
Fuck you, worm.
We're not ordering from your shit restaurant anymore. Yeah, exactly. BJ goes, Snow White. Weird. I wish I had that queued up right now. That's that chick, Rachel Zegler, the one who's got, like, she's got fish eyes. One eye's over here, the other eye's over there. Dude, not a looker. Is she a midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30? I call him a 2 a.m.er. Is she a 2 a.m.er? She's way better than a 2 a.m.er. Way better. I mean, for crying out loud, she's 20, dude. That's tight. That's some tight ass. Okay? I'm trying not to swear too much on this channel. But you know what? That chick is, now you've got, I think you've got the president's son, lambasting her on social media, which I think, again, just like sending your food back, is a bitch move. You're a woke company putting out a woke movie, and you're angry at your woke actress. I mean, dude, get woke, go broke. That's what's happening. Don't be angry at her. Listen, if any of you people have worked for a corporation, you got to know that every single decision that corporations do is all vetted by at least 10 to 20 meetings. I've worked for corporations for years, okay? And I'm telling you this. The bureaucratic red tape is so thick that by the time these movies are being released now, they were planned 5 years ago. Well, what was 5 years ago? COVID. That's what it was. Okay. Well, 5 years ago was COVID. So, and we were knee deep into a stolen election. Okay. I told you I wasn't going to get political on this channel anymore, but I'm just telling you right now that like things that happen with corporations, they plan that for years in advance. So it's like trying to stop a train. That train's just going to fly through and smash right through any barrier that gets in its way. And you can't pivot. It's not like running a hot sauce company. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have any employees, or running a sole corporation or whatever. One guy, you don't have any shareholders, there's no stock. You know what I'm saying? It's not a publicly traded company. I'm pretty sure that Disney is publicly traded. I'm not exactly sure. Of course, I could ask the internet, but I don't really care that much. I want to make a drink, okay? So we're gonna get into it tonight. Now, remember that original character? Oh, behave! God, doesn't that just make? And Mike Myers is a whatever. Hey, there's some good rock and roll coming from Canada, but what an asshole. Okay, we're gonna get into that too. So you love my fingerless gloves, my manly color. You're gonna love the manly ice bucket color too. All right, so we are going to make a vodka tonic. Let's cut up a little bit of. We've got lime and lemon. We've got both kinds of music, country and western. Okay. These look a little worse for the wear. It's a good thing we're using them right now. Not bad. And yeah, like a real man. Whoop. Idiot. Okay. Cut this son of a bitch. That's another thing. Dude, I never used to be a person that cared about knives or anything. Now it's like, dude, it's like back in I think it was the early 2000s, there was a Behind the Music with Ted Nugent. It might have been late 90s, early 2000s. And he said, yeah, I was, Jimi Hendrix was kind of giving me shit one night. He was like trying to figure out, it was like, oh, you carry a gun. What's that all about? And old Motor City Madman, Terrible Ted, looked at him and he goes, clean handkerchief and loaded gun. I mean, stuff a guy could use. And I'm like, dude. And, I love Ted Nugent's music, but I used to be kind of like, I don't know about his views, but dude, I'll tell you want to do yourself a favor? Follow him on social media because that is some good shit. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, loaded gun, dude. Like my friends carry big balls, but I at least carry a couple knives. The time will come that I probably will get a CPL or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm showing my ignorance right now. All right. Although I don't really think you can drink and have them. I don't know. I think as long as I'm in my safe home and I'm not out and about, I think I'll be good. All right. And how you have a little bit of a lime. All right. Take a little bit of a stir here. And what you've got, people, is a delicious, fresh vodka tonic. All right. Cheers. Let's have it for the 27th of March of 2025. And the 27th always means that I got to pay for my Obamacare. And they doubled it this year, bastards. Ooh, that is very, very stiff. Okay. So, three things happened to me. One, I was all alone. Two, I was sticky. And three, I was entered. No. Um, Three things happened to me. I went to Popeyes. Okay. And or is there a McDonald's in there? Well, no, actually, the McDonald's made me happy. Okay, so four places I went to, but one was good, tasted amazing, but it was really expensive. Anita Wood. I think I know who Anita is. Stiff. I like it stiff. How much? How much per month do you pay for medical? 627 or no, hold on, 670, average 650. I literally just paid it a fucking 2 hours ago. I don't know why I don't remember what the fuck I just did, but whatever. It was 300 before, but something happened. I don't know what happened, but they doubled it for this year. I got to figure something out for next year. So, because that shit's for the birds. I work for myself, people, and I also work for my brother. And well, put it this way: my brother doesn't pay for my health insurance. I got to pay for that shit. So, but I had my stroke last year, and they paid. I mean, you want to know something? It was good insurance. It's through this thing called Marketplace, and you just got to be. And I don't even know if the. I tell you, you go to school, right? They should really teach you how to balance your budget, how to, well, I was going to say like how to fill out how to balance your checkbook, but who the hell has checks anymore? But basically how to follow a personal and family budget when you're going to have a family one day, if you have a family. I'm talking about when you're in high school, right? Because I had home ec and I also had typing. None of the shit, and I mean none, except for one thing that I learned when I was in high school, came in at all handy in life at all. You want to know what it was? Typing. Typing. That's it. That's the only thing. Everything else doesn't matter. Algebra, blah, 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 blah. None of it. None of it. Dude, I was in a vocational school when I was a senior. Now, mind you, it was 1986, but like it was an electronics class. It beyond obsolete, like beyond, like a humongous waste of time. I mean, like this.
This is a waste of time!
That's what I'm talking about. So as you get older, like how to get along with women, how to make a marriage work. You know one thing no one ever tells you how to do? And I just did like what came natural to me. And I have no idea how other people do it, which is I fuck just in the butt. No. How do you pay bills with your spouse? How do you do it? Like, do you put all your money into one account? Do you do you do everything separately? Does your wife, does your partner pay for, I hate the word partner, it's so gay. Does somebody pay these bills? Does somebody pay that bill? How do you do it? No one teaches you that. No one. Like, you're just thrown into the world to like try to like make your own way, but you don't learn this stuff in school at all. And parents don't really tell you shit. Not really. You're just out there to fend for yourself and to make mistakes and shit. And hopefully you do a good job. The way I do it, I handle everything. I am a Nazi. And someone could clip that. But I'm a Nazi when it comes to like shit like that in my fucking marriage. But and when it comes to like trying to buy your own health insurance, dude, that is confusing, extremely stressful. It's they try to give you like, well, see what it works out for you. Well, I didn't know I was going to have a stroke. It wasn't on my bingo card. I thought it was fine, you know? I didn't know to have that one baked in, you know? So it's just tough. Everything is expensive now. And, you know, I take great pride on knowing how to get good deals. I'm a kind of a bar. I wouldn't say I'm cheap. It's not really cheap. I just want value. I just like, if I'm going to buy something, like say, oh, I don't know, a gallon of vodka, that's good vodka. Anybody who, like, listen, Kirkland is a good brand. Kirkland, other brands buy off of Kirkland. Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? So that's good vodka. Good vodka? That's good vodka. No, that's good vodka. It's a hell of a deal, and I feel great buying it. And I'm that way with almost everything that I do, especially the last 10 years, because, like, you know, my parents passed away. Not exactly, not really the biggest wealth of knowledge on some things, but now I got nobody. And then if I ask certain people, they're just going to tell you a bunch of bullshit. You really got to figure these things out for yourself, especially as you get older. You really need to get on top of this shit. What does this have to do with fast food? I'm going to tell you what has to do with fast food. Fast food sucks in terms of value. The value meals are not value meals. When's the last time you seen a dollar menu? That's right. There's no such thing. And then also, have you ever heard of shrinkflation? Dude, one of my favorite junk foods to eat in life is Fritos. Specifically, the Flaming Hot Fritos. The last time I bought it from the party store, it was noticeably small. The price on that was $2.69, I believe. It's insane. I'm talking almost $3. And, you know, it was like a decent size. I don't know the ounces off the top of my head, maybe 12 ounces. I don't know. But when I got it from the store, I'm like, dude, this shrinkflation theory is correct. It's absolutely correct. It's you see it. When's the last time you ate a Big Mac? It's definitely smaller. And now they got this thing called, well, it's the Grand Mac. We have more patties. We have more meat in our patties. Yeah, that's great. That's a $8 sandwich. You know, years ago, well, if you want, I mean, this is not fast food, but I remember, you know, when cigarettes became $1. I want to say that was, if I remember correctly, I think that was around like 1982. I think it might have been around when I was in ninth grade. And I remember, like it was yesterday, people going, man, I'm going to quit smoking when it hits $1. Sure you will. Will you move to Canada when things aren't the way you want to be in America? Huh? No, you won't, because no one does. And nobody did. What do cigarettes cost now? $14? I haven't smoked in a year. I don't even know. And before that, I was smoking. Dude, I went through a period where I was smoking basics, and then basics started getting expensive. And then I started like smoking American Spirits because, like everybody who smokes American Spirits, you're like, these are this is real tobacco. It's not as bad as like Marlboro. There's not as many chemicals. You're right. You're not inhaling smoke or anything. Yeah, you're right. It's healthy. But and that's that way with fast food too. You know, I'm going to Five Guys. They make it right in front of you. It's still shit, dude. Like, and it's so expensive. Well, they give you all these fries. Yeah, but aren't you spending like $10? Dude, I remember at least 10 years ago, maybe more like, shit. I think it's more like 15 years ago, really, because I was living in Hazel Park, Michigan. And I remember Hardee's, which used to be an awesome fast food place. I remember when they had a $6 hamburger, and they literally called it the $6 hamburger. And, the whole spiel was like, this hamburger is so good, we're going to charge you $6. And I remember being like, oh, that's $6. There's no way I'm spending $6. Really? Yeah, you will. Yes, you will. So BJ says premium cigs in Canada, $21, and you can buy native cigs for $5 a pack. Native cigs? What the? Like Indian cigs for $5 a pack? What's that like? I was considering for 5 seconds rolling my own and like getting one of those like either rolling machines, or I think they have like one you buy the tubes and then you put the tube in there and you go and you put the thing in. But I'm just like, dude, I don't need to smoke that bad. I mean, right before I had my stroke, I was down to like, I think my world record was 5 cigarettes a week. And that's when people, a lot of people are like, well, you just quit smoking. It's like, no, I don't want to. I was never going to quit. Yeah, it wasn't like I would just smoke like once in a while, and now I can't at all. Dude, fuck, man. I've had a couple of triggering moments very recently. We're talking cigarettes right now. I've had some triggering moments very recently where I was just like, of course I was drinking, of course. And I can't remember, there's something going on, but I was just like, man, what if I could, and it's like, dude, not worth it. Not worth it. First of all, there's a weird thing that's going on in my body. I'm hitting puberty. No, there's a weird thing that's going on with my hangovers. My hangovers are brutal. Way worse now than they've ever been. So why are you drinking? I don't drink that much. It's all the sugar and shit. It just fucking destroys me later. I think it's mostly in the fucking in the mixers and stuff. But I also the next day I have like a heaviness and it feels like I smoked, which is a very weird phenomenon, because I'm just like, I know damn sure I haven't smoked. I mean, I don't really crash and burn the way I used to. I actually miss that more than smoking. I miss smoking. And you're going to keep hearing that out of my mouth. It's one of the things about like people that go to AA and, people that are sort of like on some sort of, self-improvement track. All right. But don't act like you didn't enjoy it. Because I fucking hate that. I hate when people go, oh, I'm glad I don't do that anymore. I'm like, shut up. I was, I enjoyed all of it. I didn't do things I didn't enjoy. My vices are very precise. I like food. Up until recently, I loved to smoke cigarettes. Occasional pot smoker, occasional. I don't crave that at all. I don't know. And my tolerance for pot is very, very weak. Like, and edibles just kick the living shit out of my face. I will hallucinate on an edible. And but booze is my thing, and I just find that I can't really do it as much anymore because like the next day I feel absolutely destroyed and I feel like I smoked, which is like, so let me get this straight. You get the feeling that you smoked, but you didn't like, like you're doing the time, you didn't even do the crime. Well, that's gay. That sucks. That's lame. Like, you got to at least enjoy the vice. You understand? It's like if you're going to, because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So if I'm going to feel like all crappy the next day and be like, feel got a lot of like congestion or whatever, it just feels like, or like the weird thing is my mustache would kind of smell like cigarettes. What the fuck's that all about? What? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if if I'm imagining it, if it's a weird, like, because they say, like, for heavy smokers, you're going to be coughing up lung butter for a few months or at least a few weeks. After you quit smoking, you're going to be coughing up all this gunk. I never did because I was never a heavy smoker, so I never had those points. I miss the ritual. I miss that. I really like that. And I can see why some people like have like an oral fixation. It wasn't really like that, but I just like, I like the activity of it and shit. But whatever. I tell you, some things have got to go. Cigarettes had to go, and I'm to the point where I think fast food's got to go because, you start being, if you're anything like me, you get into these like weird YouTube like rabbit holes where you're watching people eat like Jollibee and shit. And I've done them before. I did a get in my belly episode with Jollibee and shit like that. Oral. I like oral. I like oral too. I'm gonna orally enjoy this drink. Mm. But the thing is that it's like gourmet food shit food for gourmet prices. So I'm just going to tell you right now where I'm going with this. Fast food sucks. Specifically, takeout food sucks. So I got myself a double fillet of fish from McDonald's. Full disclosure, I'm gayer than $3. No. Full disclosure, it was absolutely delicious. It was amazing. I love fillet of fishes. I love the pillowy bun. I love the square fish. Before I started enjoying fish of all, and making fish at home and grilling fish and, fish. My whole thing of fish was it's got to be either fish stick form or it's got to be square and orange. I've never gotten over. I've tried different fish sandwiches. I tried to recreate it with like Gorton's fish fillets, whatever. They're little fish stick things. I've tried to do it with like Trader Joe's fish sticks, which I actually think aren't really bad. And the much hyped Culver's, Culver's and their butter burgers. They have a Culver's, like I think it's cod or whatever, and it's supposed to be the bomb. I watched a video of it, of somebody doing a review, and they just, oh, this is awesome. All right. You know what? Hype works on me. Went down there, and it fucking sucked. It was super expensive and not worth the money. All right, let's kick this up a notch, all right? Let's get a little bit of Jameson's here, all right? Okay. Don't you got to work tomorrow, John? I got to do a couple deliveries. Calm down. I got some things I got to do. But I can sleep until 9:30. And that works for me. As long as I'm out of the house by 10:30, not bad. That's the beauty of working for yourself or working for someone who is close to you. Salute. And a private bathroom. Anyway, so the fillet of fish was it's a piece of art. And if you want to compound your enjoyment, if you like fillet of fishes as much as I do yourself a favor And do this with a Big Mac too. Now, I don't know if you care about fast food as much as I do. I went through a period when I didn't eat any fast food for years. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's YouTube. I don't know if I'm weak in certain ways, but I rediscovered my love for at least McDonald's. Okay. And so it's like, you have to try a double fillet of fish. Double the fillets is just but the problem is it's not cheap. That's like that's a $9 sandwich, dude. $9, that would get. We used to go to this place back in the day called the Lantern in Royal Oak, Michigan, back in the 90s. And $9 would absolutely get you all the fixings, Like like $9 doesn't even get you in the door in most restaurants, you know? You're definitely not eating anything substantial and you're not leaving a tip, you know? So the fact that you're holding this thing, and that's 9 and some change. Let's be honest here. It's probably 9.50. Oh, and by the way, the reason why it's only 9 is because I use the app. And you can get like like free food. You can get like 20 if you spend $10 for then they'll give you like 25% off, or they have free fries Friday, crap like that. It's come in handy because I've actually gotten like a free McChicken and stuff like that. But I still can't get past the fact that, dude, you guys had a rocking dollar menu. It was so good. It was like a double hamburger for $1, a McChicken for $1, or maybe like an Egg McMuffin for $1 with no meat on it whatsoever. A hash brown for $1, maybe. Small fry. It doesn't exist. It's the same thing going to a dollar store. You go to they have these stores in my area called Dollar Tree, and nothing's it's $1. I got this right here. You see this? I got this little Jabadoo 9-volt battery for $1.25 for 2 of them, and I still felt ripped off. Still, I'm just like, why does it gotta be $1.25? Or, you'll see them for like $5 and you're like going, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa! I thought this was a dollar store, and they're like, dollars, dollar or more, $1 or more, and you're like, so that's how you bake it in, huh? Liar! You're a liar! You're a goddamn liar! So I feel that rippling effect. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that when I ate that expensive, stupid double fillet of fish, I was happy. I took the risk, like I'm doing right now with this. Tomorrow, I'm going to feel like absolute crap. Whose fault is it? I don't think it's a fault at all. I did the crime. I'm going to do the time. Okay? So if you're paying that much for shitty fast food, at least it's like when I go to a diner, stick with what rotates quick. And I'm not talking about that waitress Flo that you fucked 2 years ago. I'm talking about you stick with hamburgers, omelets, maybe the club sandwich. That's it. Stay away from tuna. Do not drink the milk. Don't get a steak. And do not get a stir fry. And stay away from the meatloaf. Like anything stick with things that just go, hamburgers, french fries, omelets, blah, 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 blah. And you should really do that with fast food too. Stick with like what they're really good at, like, I get the double ham. If I go to McDonald's and I get the hamburger, I get the double hamburger, extra onions, no cheese. Okay. That's within the realm of a value. I still feel ripped off. You know, I've never had a quarter pounder. I think I've talked about this on this channel before, and I still have yet to do. I think the very last video that I'm going to do at a fast food restaurant for Get in My Belly is going to be a double quarter pounder deluxe with bacon. I think that will be my my bucket list meal for fast food. Okay. But dude, you want to honestly know my favorite fast food hamburger is? Wendy's double. Wendy's double, dude. It's the best. Sorry. It just is, you know. Um Five Guys is too expensive. A&W, you know what? I take that back. I take it back. You know what actually is a pretty good value? Burger King Whopper Jr. Burger King Whopper Jr. is good. Very, very good. Yeah. Yeah. Burger King's got better burgers than McDonald's. So the point I'm trying to make is that, like, if you pay a lot of money and it tastes good, it's not that much of an ass reaming. Now, fast forward to my point. I go to Popeyes and I usually get the Popeyes chicken sandwich like everybody does. And everybody's been doing this for what, 5 years now, talking about how great it is. All right. It's not bad. It's good. Is it life changing? No. The gravy, it's really about dunking in the gravy. Yeah, that's really the move. It's a juicy thing, but they don't put any sauce on it. They don't really put anything. It's a pretty, you want to go for spicy, and I learned that from my brother too. You dunk it in that Cajun gravy because their gravy's the bomb. Now, I have been watching some people do stuff where they do the drumstick, they get a 2 or 3 piece, and they talk about you got to get it spicy and dunk it in the gravy, and it goes and it's awesome. So I started being like, I want to do that. That looks good. Where can I do that? Go to Popeyes and do it. So I went to 2 Popeyes in a row. Each one had a big sign that said, no dine in. Again, ghetto is, I mean, come on, dude. BJ says, I had Whopper melts last year. Gross. I can still taste them. Well, I've never had a Whopper melt. Is that like a patty? Is that like a patty melt with a Whopper? I don't know. All I know is that, like, the meat, the actual meat, the meat tastes better than McDonald's. Although, like, I will say, I've never had a quarter pounder. Apparently, the quarter pounder is the bomb. I've never had it. So I go to Popeyes, and finally I'm like, because I wanted to go in because I don't like to be rushed. Popeyes is a little bit like, they're not as bad as Chick-fil-A in terms of there's always people there, but there's always people there. And Chick-fil-A is just, it's offendingly, it's just, will you guys fuck off? It's a chicken sandwich. You know, like what is, why do I have to talk to somebody holding an iPad in the middle of the parking lot? What's getting so much demand? Well, apparently. And again, it's good. It's just too much. It's too much waiting. I can't deal with it. So I go to Popeyes and I get a two piece, and I'm like, can you get me like a thing? I want the mashed potatoes and gravy, but you know goddamn well you're gonna skimp on the gravy. Can I get a side of gravy? Yeah, damn, baby, I'll get you some gravy. I'm like, why are you a blonde-haired Asian? Why do you talk like that? So big. Hey, she was very nice at the drive-through. I pulled over. This is over on 9 Mile in Greenfield in lovely Oak Park, Michigan. And I park in the parking lot, and dude, it was like $12. Give me. Why is it so expensive? Why are we talking double digits? This should be everything in the world should be $5.99. Like everything. Even CDs. CDs nuts. CDs, this brand new should be $5.99. Everything in the world should be $5.99. What about your hot sauce? Everything except for my hot sauce should be $5.99. If it's mass produced, $5.99. If it's an independent, like American Curmudgeon hot sauce, $10. Anyway, so I pull over. I'm really excited. And dude, there was this piece of chicken that looked so Frankenstein. It was so like big and effed up. And I'm like, all right, well, and I wanted it spicy. It wasn't very spicy. Now, I'm a chili head. I'm a spice head. So obviously I'm not like going to think that like, woo, this is blowing me away. But like some things do. I mean, but that didn't. And here's the rub. The gravy, thinner than a Holocaust victim. You like that? It was very thin and runny and soupy, and I was bummed. It had the taste, but like, dude, gravy's supposed to be thick. You're supposed to go goosh. That's the whole point. And if you pour the gravy on your piece of chicken, it's not supposed to go and like thinly cover it like it's soup. No, it's supposed to go like it's a load. A load of what? I'll let you decide. So that was a bummer. Spent $12 on that shit. Ass reaming number 1. Number 2, this is not fast food. This is carry out, which I'm throwing into the same exact category. So my wife hits me up and she goes, I'm going to pay for dinner tonight. What would you like? I don't know. Free food, anything you want, as long as it's not feta cheese. Okay. I want Green Lantern pizza. Okay, so can we find a compromise? That's, she wants the pizza, but I don't want the very thick Detroit style pizza. I want thin crust. I want New York style. I want the sort of like the cap crispy pepperonis, the one that hold the grease. Yes. But I want very, very thin and greasy pizza and crispy. Let's make it well done. So she goes and gets it. Everything's awesome. We get a large pizza with pepperoni and green pepper. And she also gets I think it's a 12 thing of chicken wings. And then the other thing was a antipasto salad, which to me, that just means I'm going to be chomping on salami and ham. So that worked out for me. So we get the meal, and the pizza was awesome. Here's the thing though. Large pizza with 2 toppings, 12 chicken wings, a large antipasto pizza, which I'll admit was a very large salad. It was an antipasto salad. $51. I mean, are we putting a down payment on a small used car? What the fuck? Dude. I mean, and I wasn't even paying for it, and I felt bad. So, because I'm the bargain hunter. The Jew? I don't know. I'm not cheap. I just love to find value. And that was really, really, I was like, okay, the food tastes good. It's just so fucking expensive, dude. For carry out, no tip. But we got to eating the chicken wings, and they were very tender. not crunchy. They don't bread them there. Now, some people would be like, what? You don't have crunchy chicken wings? I don't care. As long as they're tender and they're juicy, that's all I care about. These are the kind where you just like, you put a whole chicken wing. And by the way, I'm more into, they call them flats. I'm more into the slightly gross one compared to the one that looks like a little drumstick. I like the other ones better. Sue me. So I ordered them online with buffalo and then blue cheese on the side for dipping for her because there's no effing way I'm eating blue cheese. But I figured it was going to be sort of orange with buffalo sauce on it. Well, I'm like, okay, these look a little bit like dark red, like they were burnt a little bit. Maybe the buffalo sauce is burnt on them, which is fine, whatever. I started eating them. They distinctly had a weird, slightly spicy, but like sweet, like teriyaki. Teriyaki is fucking gross. Teriyaki is for people that can't handle going to a Thai food restaurant. I'm going to go to a Chinese restaurant and get some spicy teriyaki. Really, fag? Go to a Thai food restaurant and order some spice. Don't get teriyaki. I'm going to get some General Tso's chicken, Szechuan chicken. No, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? So it kind of tasted a little bit like that, like sweet and savory, but just not buffalo. No, it wasn't. So I was kind of like turned off by that. And then like the next day, I was eating up stuff to eat for lunch, and she was just like, yeah, I started talking about it, and she's like, yeah, I didn't like the wings either. I'm like, how come you didn't say nothing? She's like, no, I don't know. And I'm like, ass reaming number 2. All right, let's gear up for number 3. Okay. There's this local Metro Detroit chain of submarine sandwiches restaurants called Tubby's. Tubby's Submarines. Tubby's Submarines. You got a big cock, let me suck on it. What? Everything goes gay. Listen to me. Tubby's is very, very classic. It's very tasty. I get them grilled. Here's the deal. Dude, we used to get them when we were younger. Like my family would just get like, a big sub, and like, I'm sorry, but in the late 70s, throughout the 80s, eating fast food or eating like getting takeout for the family, that's not an investment, dude. That's the way to get your family to shut up because you're too lazy to make food. It didn't make a dent, not really, in your budget. It was not expensive. It was not expensive. Movies were not expensive when we were growing up. It was not expensive. So everything is turned on its brain. This really sucks when you're like being served the same thing that you enjoyed 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. 30 years ago is a long time ago. It's 1995, dude. I got shirts from 1995. Okay. I remember 1995 really effing well. We're not talking the 50s here. Okay. And I'm telling you, I definitely had Tubbies in the 90s. And the quality is going down. They are franchising it to losers. It's not standardized at all. Certain Tubbies are a little bit better than others. That's bullshit. If you have a franchise, they should all be the same. That's the whole point of franchising, is so the quality is the same. That is why, theoretically, you can go to any McDonald's in the entire fucking world And it's going to taste pretty much the same. Probably not exactly, but pretty much the same because it's standardized. Okay? So, I didn't think I was going to be talking for 2 hours, but here we are. So, um, I go to Tubby's and I already know that I'm going to be paying at least between $12 and $15 for a sub. So I go in there and I see that they're having a special combo. You get fries and a meat and a drink. Their fries are decent. They're not bad. I love their subs. Dude, I asked for extra meat. I knew this was going to cost around $16. They fucked me on the extra meat. They didn't give me extra meat. I mean, really? Is it one slice? And then extra meat is another slice. 2 slices? Dude. The meat should be like this. Huh? Like I went. "Rrr." So here's something that I made up my mind. I've been screwed in the ass enough by takeout food. You have no recourse. I mean, yeah, I suppose you can pull this like bitch move shit where you drive right back and you go, I demand a refund. Well, they're gonna scratch their balls and they're gonna put their pubes on your shit. Eat your food and never go back. One and done. It's what I fucking told you. So this is my thing. I'm going to start reverse engineering my favorite restaurants, my favorite fast food places. I've been saying this for a while. I've done it a little bit. I've mostly done it with like things that are a little bit more on the complicated side because I eat a lot of like Thai food and Vietnamese food like pho. So I've reversed engineered pho soup and it is the bomb. It's not There's a lot of upfront costs. It works it out in the end that you are saving money. It's just, you know what it is? Um, you got to make the broth, and I do it in Instant Pot. Like for anything that's like, you got to have a lot of vegetables. You got to have some certain meats that you can't just find at the store. You got to go to an Asian store. That's the problem. That's really what you're paying for. You know how they say about prostitution? You're not paying for the sex. You're paying for the bitch to leave. Okay? That's really what you're paying for with a lot of this stuff. I mean, Thai food's great, but dude, I make great stir fries at home. What you're paying for is the fact that you don't have to cut up the vegetables. You don't have to you don't have to like stink up your house with how spicy everything is. You don't have to get all the crazy little accoutrements because the thing is about certain dishes, you got to spend a lot of money just getting the ingredients. Then you got to cut it up. Then you got to make it. So now you've just spent what all day, because God forbid if you could find everything in one store. So I'm starting to take that way of thinking and I'm going to move it on to fast food. That's right. You heard me correctly, people. I've made my own pasta very recently. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do a get in my belly. I'm going to do a special series of videos where I'm going to show off my pasta making prowess and I'm going to make my own pizza, dude. It's going to be good. I'm sick of this bullshit. So the next thing I'm going to do is I already did it. Do yourself a favor on this channel right now. Find the last video that I put up. It was a get in my belly, me making steamed fish sliders. And I wrote in there, McDonald's Filet-O-Fish hack. Do yourself a favor, watch that. Because I steamed, all it is you get cod, like fillets, but you get the middle. You don't get like they're like cod hearts or whatever, right? They're like, they're so you cut them into like a third, and then you throw that on, and you put it on a steam rack along with some slider buns. In my case, it's those Hawaiian rolls, and you get the savory. They have the sweet. Do not get the sweet. Get the savory. Okay, the sweet's sweet. That's not what you want. You want the savory. With some, maybe if you have like a little bit of cheese, but you put tartar sauce on there, dude, it is so good. Now, is it exactly like a fillet of fish? No, it's not. But since you're steaming them, it kind of like gives it that pillowy taste that you're looking for. At least that's what I'm looking for. Okay. And for a fraction of the price. So I'm going to do that with Popeye's chicken. I'm going to do fried chicken in the air fryer with a lot of batter to make it crispy. And I'm going to recreate the mashed potatoes and gravy, the Cajun gravy. That's what I'm going to do. And last but not least, I've already done it. I just haven't made a video yet. I went out and bought sub buns because you want to know something? You want to know the one that pissed me off out of all of those little ass reamers? It certainly wasn't McDonald's. It wasn't the pizza. It wasn't the Popeye's chicken. It was the Tubbies. I was absolutely fuming about the Tubbies because I wanted it grilled and it just made it all like, oh God, I was so fucking angry. So yeah, see, so I got the stuff to make the Tubbies sandwiches, and what you did is I got Oscar Mayer ham and turkey sub kit. Okay. And what that is, it's a bunch of meat all put out, laid out, and then separated by wax paper. And here's the sticker shock. You look at it and you're like, this is $10.99. Now I got it from Meyer over at 8 Mile. You're like, this is $10.99. You can make like 10 subs out of it, dude. And by the way, and one of those strips makes like enough to make it seem like it's extra meat. It's so good with some shredded lettuce right here and a sub bun. So the sub bun's like 5 something, and then you toast them and you get some see how that is? And then I had a leftover thing from Tubby's, their famous dressing, which is basically just like a thick Italian dressing. So I had one of these right here. See? You put it right on the sub like this. Look at that. And then you cut it in half. Dude, you just made a Tubby's sub for like no money. It was the bomb. It was the fucking It was so fucking good. Look at that. Extra meat. Oh, and I did one like a day later where I even doubled that and I made it real extra meat. That's what it's all about. So people are like, you didn't put any provolone on there? You didn't put any Swiss? First of all, I didn't have any. Number two, when it comes to subs with me, subs, grinder, po' boys, whatever you want to call it, we call them subs here in Southern Michigan. It's all about the meat and the bread. As long as the meat and the bread are good, you're golden. Now, I just made one the other day with mayonnaise. I'm doing it with Italian dressing from now on. The Italian dressing was better. Oh, with a little bit of sliced with not only with the shredded lettuce, but sliced onion. I could have even done like a really thin slice of tomato on there. That's it. And did that cost me $15? Fuck. No, it didn't. You wait. You wait till I conquer Popeye's chicken. when I reverse it, when I do this, I am the king. Ah, go, 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 go. So I'm super excited. Oh, and by the way, I got Meyer brand Ripple potato chips. Don't let that look, fool you. Party size for $2.99 on sale right now. What did I tell you about bargain hunting? Okay. I think we've talked enough about food. Let's get on to music. Okay. I got a few things to share with you. When we're talking Canada, are we talking about going to make them the 51st state? I don't give a shit, okay? You can fuck you. I know this much about Canada. Um we went there, well, I went there a decade ago, 2015, to go see the band Faith No More. And I'm technically not allowed in Canada because of a felony. What's my felony? Drinking and driving. That's right. I got a DUI back in 2009. And so I think you might be able to get that wiped off your record. The last I checked was around the same time as we went over there. I I checked online. I got a little cum in my throat. And I think that like you can get it wiped off of your record. Talk to a lawyer, it'll cost you like 10 grand. 10 grand? I don't give a shit if I ever talk or see another Canadian in my life. Now, I went over to Canada probably about a half a year ago to get some sriracha, what I thought was going to be sriracha waiting for me over there. And I was able to go over the border no problem. So, and I ate some ramen when I went over there, just over to Windsor. It wasn't Toronto or anything like that. But as far as like Canada as a country when it comes to music, dude, some people are polarized when it comes to a little band called Rush. Now I got this. Oh, of course I have to have the theme song.
Decentralization. Decentralize your life.
Ba-da-da-da-da-bam. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Boom. Ba-da-da. Living on a lighted stage approaches me under, but those who think and feel, dude. I am an old school Rush fan. Here. Okay. So we're gonna talk about two bands. And again, everything was better before because these are old. So, I've been a fan of Rush, mostly for my older sisters. I'd say probably since I was in 5th or 6th grade. So that would be around 1978, 1979. That would be around the same time. And I remember seeing, you know, well, the first album, it was just Rush, with this particular logo. And they had a different drummer on the first album. His name is John Rutsey. And Neil Peart wasn't in the band yet. They had an awesome song that opens the first album. It's called, the album is just called Rush. And the first song is called Finding My Way. Yeah. Dude, that record is that song is absolutely amazing. The song Working Man. Boom, boom, boom. 7 I go to work at 9. I got no time to live in. Yes, I'm working all the time. Seems to me that not a matter when I think I am. That's why they call me. They call me the working man. They call me the working man. I guess that's what I am. They were, because they're gone now. They're done. Neil Peart died of cancer, and I've seen Rush one time. I saw him on one of the best times, the Moving Pictures tour in 1981. That's right. I was in 7th grade. I think I was 12. Who opened up for him? This band called Max Webster. See, I remember shit. Okay. Dude, this album is fire. Okay. Of course, you got Tom Sawyer. God damn it. You got Red Parchetta. Do we have? Oh, there we go. YYZ, Limelight, Camera Eye, Witch Hunt, Vital Signs. They keep it at a nice, tidy 7 songs. Now, all these songs are long, but for my money, it's really all about YYZ and Limelight. Those 2 songs. And they did not disappoint. And yes, I got a tour book. I think I still own it. BJ says, Rush, songs about trees talking to other trees and carrots talking to other carrots. I love it. No, the subject matter is ridiculous. Although I do like when Neil Peart was writing all the lyrics and basically just ripping off Ayn Rand and being a libertarian before they even had a word for it, I suppose. I don't know. I will use free will. Okay, so Permanent Waves and my favorite 2 albums is Permanent Waves and Moving Pictures. And I don't know why I don't own Permanent Waves on CD, but that's going to be the next thing. But what I did buy for a nice whopping $7.95 is this 2 DVD, like 3, like it's a half hour for one, or no, an hour and a half of a documentary, and then another hour and a half of concert stuff and all sorts of shit. Look at that. Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't get over my love for DVDs. And the thing that that you got is just like they were such nerds, but they were nerds in a good way. Like they could play their instruments extremely well. Now I'm also going through this weird thing lately where I really want to try out gay sex. No. I'm discovering certain bands in the death metal category that I'm really into, and they are very good musicians. One, you might have heard of them, Cannibal Corpse, and number 2, it's a band called Exhumed. I slept on Exhumed like a motherfucker, but that's a whole other. I'll do a whole other episode about that. I'm just saying that, like, you know, things were done better before. Like Primus just got a new drummer. I never really got into Primus, just whatever. It's not my thing. Jared was a race car driver. Now, one of the things about Primus is when they first came out, I first heard a demo. It probably wasn't a demo. It was a cassette. It wasn't a demo at all. It was just I was in someone's car and they were like, "Hey, there's a band called Primus. Check them out." And they were like, "Oh, so this is like punk funk, whatever." I was already very familiar with the Red Hot Chili Peppers and shit like that because I could hear the sort of like the slappy bass and all that. But then they played a cover of Rush's YYZ, and dude, That impressed the shit out of me, especially because I could tell that they were playing in like a punk rock bar in California or whatever. So just to hear like some like, California punk funk band try to fucking love that song. I had the single when I was a kid. 7-inch single, Limelight, Turn It Around, YYZ. But this is definitely a great, great DVD. Now, let's talk about what I did today. I fit my finger all the way up there to the second knuckle. No. I went to my favorite CD place. And I got 3 CDs. God damn it. Oh, here's. Oh, shit. And by the way, I forgot I owned this record. 2112. So fuck everything I just said. Yeah. It goes 2 songs as far as like me, like, you know, fly by night away from hell. You know, I never bought Fly By Night, never bought Caress of Steel, never bought Hemispheres. I do know the name of all these albums, and I am very much an overflowing cornucopia of useless knowledge. But I loved Rush's 2112 when I was a kid. Loved it. And there's also a song on here called A Passage to Bangkok. We're on the train to Bangkok. But really, it's all about the temples of Syrinx and the grand finale, and of course, the overture. And the fact that they slammed them all onto one, like if you're listening to this on CD, they make you sit through the entire saga of 2112, which on the record took up a whole album side. But at least you could skip around if you picked up the needle. They don't let you pick up no needle. You have to listen to the whole thing. So I respect that. Well, you would if you're listening to it on cassette. I mean, you gotta, fast forward. So 2112 is amazing. The musicianship is off the chain. The production is really, really good. And this album, if I'm correct, came out in 1976. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel about fashion. But if this ain't total pussy getting garb, I don't know what is. Huh? First off, look at Neil Peart's amazing hipster mustache. Second, they're wearing kimonos. I mean, I don't know why Getty's hanging out on the back. Makes it look like Neil Peart's the singer, huh? So, and then here's like a diary from someone in 2112. We had peace in 2062 when the surviving planets were banded together under the red star of the Solar Federation. Yay! But I mean, that's so 70s. And this is the red star of the Solar Federation. Huh? So, I don't know. Beast and the temples of Syrinx. That song fucking rocks, okay? Not even joking. Closer to the Heart, Season 3, Rush, Alex Lifeson. Dude. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Trailer Park Boys. Give me an R. Give me an O. Give me a C. I know. God damn. And it sucks. Like, Sucks that Mr. Leahy's dead. It sucks that like uh the one who played Trinity is Elliot Page. God, that's so fucked up. That is so fucked. And then of course the one that played Ricky's um Lucy, like in real life, like I don't know if she like took him to court or actually slapped him with a lawsuit, but she accused of the guy who played Bubbles of being a sexual predator. I mean, really? Are you going to accuse someone of drinking and smoking on that show? What is wrong with you people? Lame. I haven't watched Trailer Park Boys in so long. But speaking of Canadian, here's that band Exhumed. I'm gonna get into this later on another episode. So today at my favorite local CD store, I got 3 things. I got super hits of the 70s for only $2.95. Now you're probably like, yeah, you love the 70s. I know, but this particular, like, it was put out by Rhino Records. And if you know anything about Rhino Records, it is the sign of quality. It is. You know, like there's certain, like, actually, if it says Time Life on it, it's going to be licensed. Like, you got to be very careful when you buy certain compilations from the 70s in the fine print. And I showed you guys this like 2 years ago. So I'll probably have to do another video in the future of like the ripoff thing of buying a compilation of old 70s or even 80s stuff is that in the fine print it says might be re-recorded versions. Okay, that means they're all re-recorded except for one because you only had enough money to license one. And number 2, we don't want the re-recorded versions. We want the real versions. We want the tape hiss. We want the exact, like if somebody said, what's the matter with the rubber? Or give me the beat, boys, and be my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. You don't want to hear like a new version where the guy's going, no, that's not going to work. Okay. The newer versions are not going to sound, they're not going to have that sort of warm, kind of crispy sound that the 70s had. I love that shit. I love it. I was just playing the very first Black Sabbath record today. And dude, not to get off subject, but hey, this is the very first Black Sabbath. I got it for literally $1. Look at that. $1. $1. And this is absolute. This is absolute history. It sounds like, I don't know. It's just like, it sounds so retro. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like if the Beatles in 1966, when they made Revolver, like if the Beatles made heavy metal music. Because it just has this old like 1960s analog. Things are mixed very stereo, but not in like it's I love it personally. But it's very retro without like they're not trying to sound retro. Like I think they recorded the entire record in literally 36 hours. You know what I'm saying? And we're still talking about it 55 years later. 55 fucking years later. Oh, and by the way, Ozzy Osbourne is in a wheelchair and he can't get out. That's right. He falls and he can't get up. So when it comes to like buying stuff like this, I have a whole series of Have a Nice Day super hits of the 70s. This is volume 20. Okay. This one has um Baby Don't Get Hooked on Me. The last game of the season. Mama get closer to you. And she's a devil woman. She's get her out of my mind. The Disco Duck. Angel in Your Arms, Living Next Door to Alice, Do You Want to Make Love After the Lovin', Ariel, and of course, Smoke from a Distant Fire. Yeah. So I only need one more volume, and I believe it's volume 23, and I have all of the CDs, and I've been looking out for these. So, in fact, at first I wasn't going to buy this because you could tell someone took a magic marker, like that's not part someone vandalized it, man. For $2.95, and also like they didn't screw with the actual CDs fine. Okay? Everything's good. So as long as they didn't screw with the actual CD and the front cover's good, no harm, no foul. Second thing I bought is a remastered version of Jesus Lizard Goat. Now, they are a noise band from Chicago, one of the best bands in the entire history of alternative music. I slept on them a little bit. I heard of them throughout the entire, and they were from Chicago, and I've been going to Chicago on and off since 1990. Okay. So I knew of the Jesus Lizard, and I was a big fan of the guy who engineered this record and engineered almost all of their records, Mr. Steve Albini, who recently passed, although he became a woke asshole before he died of a heart attack. But that's all. That's for another episode where we shit on the dead. But they re-released this as remastered. Yeah. And they got like a whole photo thing on the inside, which I'm a big fan of. I mean, packaging, dude. Packaging. Look at that. Look at that shit. And I mean, like, it's like a poster with quotes and writing and stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Huh? See? This is why I don't like to stream. This is why I love buying decentralized music. This is why I love buying physical media again. Especially when it's on sale. Because if you want to buy this brand new, it's probably about $12. Well, I got it for $6.95. Now, I will end this whole episode. This is perfect. It's now 10:56 or 10:56. This is a straight up 2-hour show. Speaking of Canadians making really great American sounding rock, I bought April Wine, The Nature of the Beast. Huh? What song does this have it? Sign of the Gypsy Queen, just between you and me. Baby, you know our love will be. Dude, how unbelievably late 70s, early 80s can you get? That was the first time I ever saw a bald guy on drums, huh? Half this band is dead now. Lead singer guy Miles Goodman died last year. But dude, I didn't know this album until I popped it into my CD. I've never owned this. I got it for $3.95. Check it out. This is an absolutely perfect condition. And dude, let me tell you something. Jesus Lizard sounds amazing and it rocks. It's a very, very great, hard-hitting, in-your-face, noise, indie, I wouldn't say metal. There's nothing metal about it. But right after I play Jesus Lizard in my car, I pop this bad lad in. And dude, for my money, I liked April Wine better. First song's called All Over Town. Second song's called Feeling the Lie, Telling Me Lies. I can't wait till I get to Wanna Rock and Caught in the Crossfire and Big City Girls, Crash and Burn, Bad Boys one more time. This sounds like something I want to rock to. So I don't know about you, but I am very happy. And as you're listening to April Wine, you're just thinking, America, America. Just be down. I mean, it just sounds like a Z28 in 1983. Well, there's a reason for that because when I was growing up, one of their April Wine's greatest hits, she's a roller. Yeah, I don't, baby. She is a or I want to rock, bum, bum. I want to rock. They never once told you they were from Canada. You're just like, this is WABX on 99.5 FM here in rock and roll Detroit Rock City, the Motor City. Up next, we've got She's a Roller by April Wine. Coming this weekend over at Cobo Hall, we've got April Wine opening up for the Guess Who with These Eyes and American Woman. Stay away from me. Dude, I got the best of the Guess Who 2 years ago for $1. Every single song is good. Every single song. Even gay songs like these eyes, I've seen a lot of love, but they're never gonna see a lot of love like you. Burton Cummings. You got some cum in your fucking mustache, Bert. But the Guess Who? You want to talk about, there was like a 5-year chunk of time. I swear, did that band just not, did they just write hits? Randy Bachman Turner Overdrive. I seen them open up for Van Halen on the 5150 tour. Not bragging. I mean, they were good, you know, taking care of business every day. Again, you're just like, this is American. This is, you know, we're a working American men. Just like work all day, work all for 5 days a week. We get off work. We take care of business, and we're gonna, you know. And you're like, no, they're from Canada, huh? Canada, yeah. The hell they got in Canada? Moose and syrup? Yeah, they got moose and syrup. They also have the band Triumph. Triumph's awesome. I know they're from Canada. Huh? I mean, Rush was like all about Canada. Oh, yeah, of course, the Canadian Troubadour, Mr. Gordon Lightfoot. Carefree highway, come and sit on my fucking dick. No. Sundown, you better take care when they find you walking around naked right there. But, and he croaked a couple years ago, but I think he made it to like 85 or 80 or whatever. I mean, you know, the old Canadian Troubadour, you know, he was living the hard life, living every single lyric of those songs. And then I bought his greatest hits. And here's the rub a dub dub about that. I think I got that for $1. Dude, I think it's just 3 songs. Like I'm listening to that. I don't know what's going on behind me. Is that M2? This particular video is, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is from 1997. Yeah, it is. It is from 1997. So there you go. And this was like up to the minute stuff in 1997. But it was like, if you could read my mind now, what a tale my thoughts could tell. And then the next one's like, or whatever. I don't know. I didn't recognize the other ones. I didn't recognize those songs. I was like, oh, so like the Canadian Troubadour only had 3 songs and that's it? You know? Hey, want to know something? The band, man, who the hell still? There's plenty of Don McLean. I think toured off of one song for his whole life. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. What's your other song, huh? Or Jerry Rafferty, Baker Street, and right down the line. A friend of mine got that uh, vinyl record years and years and years ago, and he's just like, yeah, those are the only 2 songs on that record. All the other songs suck. There you go. All right, so we covered everything. I'm going to enjoy that. Try Blue Blue Rodeo. The fuck? When your heart gets weak? Is that okay? Hold on. Blue Rodeo band. Let me see. Let me see. Did I get this right? Because like I said, I have a very good. I'm trying to think. What 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 song would that have been? I don't know. I don't know any of these songs. Are the Cowboy Junkies? Are the Cowboy Junkies Canadian? I don't know. I've heard of Blue Rodeo, but I've never heard any of their music. All right, well, whatever. All right, cool. Well, we figured it out. Canada's got some great stuff there. They got great food. They got great booze. They have great comedy. What you don't have is great politicians, and you don't have freedom of speech. Now, do we have freedom of speech here in America? Debatable. But I don't know. Do you want to be the 51st state? How would that even work? What are we going to do with Canada? You can't live in 3/4 of Canada you can't even live in. Huh? Just like Australia. You can't live in 3/4 of that whole fucking continent. Same with Nevada. Same with Detroit. Okay? So why the hell? What are we going to do with Canada? I just think it's Trump. Trump just loves to fuck with people. And he fucked with Justin Trudeau. And I don't know what happened. He just got like, did he do a little swap and he just, who knows what he's doing? We haven't heard from him. I think he pulled a George Bush and just got on his little mini bike and went around and then crashed just like Pee-wee Herman. All right. Well, you know what? I will be back next week for more sauce talk. And then I think I'm going to do another get in my belly showing my Tubby's sub sandwiches hack. And then I got some other things cooked up. And I can't wait until it starts getting nicer out. But it's so cold here. I hate it. It really sucks. And when it finally does get nice, I'm going to be making the new garden. And there will be a fresh new garden report. So there you go. Bare Naked Ladies. Well, the only one I like by that band is Old Apartment. I think there's another one. But I love the Old Apartment. Back into the old apartment. This is where we used to live. I thought it was about a stalker or maybe a murderer. At least it is in my head. All right. I will see you later, BJ, and I will see everybody later. See you on the flip flop. Let's play it on the way out. Yeah. Yeah.
Sauce talk, hey!
Hey.